Well, it seems like the Cowboys are avoiding outside distractions, which is a good thing because, as we learned with the Giants, it could be detrimental to the team. But what are they saying about the Packers' 7-game win streak, something that they obviously can't avoid talking about?
Well, they know what they're up against. Obviously, the Packers, one of the hottest teams in the National Football League. They know what they're up against with Aaron Rodgers. There's a lot of guys on this team that played in that 2014 playoff game in Green Bay. And they understand that you better get pressure on Aaron Rodgers or you're going to get yourself in trouble. And even though they beat him earlier this year, 30-16, Rodgers got hot in that game, and they understand that even though they sacked him several times in that game, they didn't get enough consistent pressure. And all they need to do is go to school on what happened against the Giants. I think the Giants ended up sacking Aaron Rodgers 5 times, but there was far too many times he had the time of day in the pocket to be able to throw the ball, like the one touchdown. I swear that play must have lasted 9 seconds, right? He steps up in the pocket, he steps back, he steps up, he steps right, he rolls left. They understand that their job here is going to be get consistent pressure on Aaron Rodgers and don't let him create plays with his legs. They learned that lesson in 2014 for sure. He was playing on one leg. If you remember, he had a serious calf injury, and they still couldn't get enough pressure on him, and he ends up throwing for 300 yards on him in that 2014 game.
As you know, Mickey, we hear from players all the time. They say going into the playoffs, we're going to just kind of handle things just like we did during the regular season, just like we did to get to this point. But we also know that it's a little different come postseason time. And there's a lot of questions out there because we just don't know how Ezekiel, Elliott, and Dak Prescott, and some of the other younger guys on that Cowboys roster are going to handle things. From what you've seen so far, how are they handling this ramped up pressure surrounding the playoffs?
We'll find out. They get back here. They've had like 3 days off now. It didn't seem to bother them last week during the bye. And really nothing has bothered these guys. Now, maybe the playoffs will. We'll find out. You're going to be hyped up, ramped up, getting into that game. But if you think about this, we've had these questions all year. How's Dak Prescott going to handle playing in his first NFL game? How's he going to handle playing in his first road game in Washington? How's he going to handle going to Lambeau Field and playing the Green Bay Packers? We've had these questions over and over and over again, and nothing seems to bother him. He continues to prepare, and he's got this kind of mantra where if I'm prepared, there's nothing for me to worry about. And the same thing with Zeke. Think about this. This kid's 21 years old. I don't even know if he realizes what he's doing and what he accomplished this year, being the first rookie to win the rushing crown since Edgerrin James in 1999. And there's been very few rookie running backs to win that rushing crown since after World War II, if you want to go back that far. So, yeah, none of this stuff has seemed to bother them. And I think Jason Garrett preaching his philosophy of worry about today, worry about the next day, that day, one game at a time, one play at a time. These guys have bought into this. And from a, just kind of a focus standpoint, they've always been pretty focused, and nothing seems to kind of ruffle their feathers.